Great morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I hope my voice finds you well rested. And what are you grateful for today? It's November the 7th. Some of you are like, I'm grateful for the extra hour. Maybe some of you have already used that extra hour. Maybe others are like, I haven't used it yet. What am I going to do with this extra hour? Some of you are like, well, I love the extra daylight in the morning. And some of you are like, oh, I don't know if I like this dark at 4 or 5 o'clock. But either way, let's cultivate gratitude this morning as we do every day here for the month of November. If you've been with us, you know what we do here. If you're brand new, you are in for an incredible treat. There's a powerful emotion of gratitude. So what we do is we revisit gratitude every morning to cultivate what we're grateful for. And I want to invite you to settle in with me today for the next 10 or 15 minutes and see what comes up for you. What are you grateful for? So the first thing I'm going to do is share the definition of gratitude with you so we can just revisit it and kind of anchor it into our psyche here. So here is the definition of gratitude. I love the kindness. It's that return of kindness. And I talk about it every morning. I'm going to keep talking about it. But somebody who actually witnesses an act of kindness, not even is involved in it, somebody who witnesses it, experiences the positive biochemistry just by being in the space where something kind is happening. And that's what we're going to cultivate here. Let me just say good morning to you. Welcome this morning, Carrie. Good morning. She was one of our guests. Mandy was one of our guests, our spokesperson. Grateful for being here. So glad you're here. So glad you're here today. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring on our special guests today. I have 2 guests today. This is exciting. And we're going to bring them on shortly. But as you know, what we're going to do is we're going to compile all the quotes. We're going to compile all the expressions of gratitude. We're going to put them into a little manifesto document. And that's why we're calling this the Gratitude Manifesto. And that document can be accessed to our private community. So you can see all these expressions of gratitude. And Mandy will put the link in there, and I'll explain how you can get into that private community. You just get the 9 questions. You get the 9 questions PDF. It's a gift. You get invited into our private community, and then you can access all the great stuff that we put there. Good morning, Jenna. Glad you're here. Okay, now we're moving into the next segment. Are you excited about today's quote? Okay, if you're not, I need you to act like you're excited. We're going to get you excited here today. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share this morning's quote. And this one, all right, here we go. That, I got chills reading that because that is a different expression of gratitude, right? If somebody's grateful for you, being able to receive that, think about that. Isn't that powerful, right? How many times is somebody grateful for us and we go, we don't even know how to respond. It's almost like we don't want to receive it. It's like there's some lack of worthiness when someone says they're grateful for something we did or us, or we are appreciated. And what I've learned to say, and I want you to say this with me, I received that. Say that. As a matter of fact, type that in. I received that. Just type that in. Say, I receive. Just make it simple. I receive. Because if you are not open to receiving, you can't get. So I want you to receive. Okay. Moving on, I want you to receive today's guests. I have 2 special guests, 2 actually very, very dear friends of mine. And I like to keep this a surprise. So I'm just going to bring them on and then we'll introduce them. And thank you, Mandy. I received that. Beautiful. I had to learn to accept gratitude. You see this? Okay, we're going to cultivate that. Here we go. Special guests, are you ready? All right, here we go. Surprise!
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning. Now this is most people know who you are, but You become dear friends of mine. You are launching the co-author network. It's rocketing. You got an event January 8th. I believe it's almost sold out. If not sold out, we'll talk about that. But first thing I want to do is just welcome you in, Daniela and Emilio Roman, two close friends of mine, business partners, joint ventures, whatever. We're doing it all now. What did you think about that quote? Were you probably like, have you ever heard that quote before?
Yeah, I believe, yeah, I have. So
Great.
gratitude, yeah, it's a beautiful quote, and it makes you think, and to be grateful just for me every day, just whether things are not going perfect or, not going well. It's just to be grateful. Every morning I get out of bed and in my head, whether I say it out loud or in my mind, I'm like, thank you, God, I'm grateful for just waking up today, for another day. So it's, and gratitude is being grateful for the things you have, not for the things you don't have. We're always looking for like, oh, I wish I had this. But look at, what you do have and just be grateful for that.
Be grateful for the things that you already are in your space instead of being anxious that you don't have a said goal or a said trapping, or is that what you're saying?
Yes. Don't keep looking. We're always looking for the next thing. And, the next thing may never come, so be grateful for what you do have. And that's when we don't focus on what you don't have. That's when things come, I think.
That's so beautiful. And Manny saying, amen. My words too, as I awake, be grateful in the moment for what is around us. And Daniela, and before we move on to Amelia, I just want to say, I believe it's about cultivating this. It's not like, oh, I'm grateful for, and then we move on. Like to me, it's a cultivate. It's a residual. Like we like this morning, as many of we do, we write down what we're grateful for, but allowing it to expand. And not just kind of moving on. It's just allowing that moment and it almost like a washing over us, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Like, 'cause some people, we just say things and without meaning behind it, and Amelia and I, we've been doing since the beginning of our relationship, spiritual journaling. Just like you said, you write down. So writing it and putting it out there just gives it more meaning. And that's what we do. I don't just say, like, when I get up in the morning, oh yeah, thanks God. No, I mean it, like I'm truly grateful. Oh my God, I have another day, So yeah, you have to put meaning behind it. It's not just words.
So what is it that you're grateful for?
So, don't make me cry.
Okay, cry. Gratitude, it's a, right? You expression. So many things to be grateful for.
We're here now.
We love you.
That's
You're
right.
in a safe space.
Well, if it was over a week ago, it would have been a totally different thing. But I'm just grateful my mom and dad are alive because they were in a really bad accident. And thankfully my mom's home, but my dad's not. So, but just that he's alive, and he's a strong guy, and he'll be, and I want to thank everybody for all the prayers and reaching out, because my God, I had such outpouring of prayers. We were joking yesterday. I had my dad's picture in your story, but he got almost 500 views. I'm like, me and him combined never got that. And Big Bear's not even
Big Bear. Big Bear's
Yeah.
500 views.
Popular on Facebook and don't even know it.
No, I want to ask everyone, if you're a praying person, just pray. Say a prayer for Daniela's father and mother. And for some of you know, it's quite an ordeal, but I'm glad your mom's healing at home, and we trust your dad's going to recover and be healthy. So you're grateful for that right now. You're grateful that they're here. They're coming out of this ordeal, and that's and thank you for sharing that, Danielle.
Yeah, thank you.
So difficult. So, grateful for all the love and prayers, and Jenna, Amelia, Danielle, so nice to see your smiling faces. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, Emilio, I want to see what you're grateful for. Again, it could be today, the time of season.
Sure.
Whatever your expression of your heart is, brother.
Sure. Well, no, thank you, Austin. And quickly, thank you for having us. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. Gratitude is one of my favorite go-to every day. What many people don't know about Albert Einstein, I think this is very important. He used gratitude over 100 times a day. Imagine someone as smart and brilliant as Albert Einstein was grateful. He said, I stood on the shoulders of giants, right? And he was thankful. He always said, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I got to learn, if it's good enough for Albert Einstein, it's good enough for me. And so I'm thankful for the books that I read. I'm thankful for the relationships that I have, you know. So I love gratitude. It's such a great subject, but we can talk about that forever. But just I'm grateful for the space. I'm grateful for Daniela. I'm just in a state of constant gratitude, brother.
Amen to that. And, you know, when you said Albert Einstein, I'm thinking Albert Einstein used to say you can walk around and look at it as if nothing's a miracle, or you can look at it as if everything's a miracle. And I think there's that expression. And hey, Marlon, thanks for being here. Appreciate you sending out that. That's beautiful. Thanks so much for that. That's great. That's fantastic. I mean, that is just a beautiful expression. So the books you read, the relationships, and really looking around as if everything's a miracle, you know. And I think there's that's profound. I was reading a story about this man. He was 96 years old. And he since passed. And I'm trying to think of what his name was, but that's not really relevant. What's relevant is it wasn't until he was 96 that he would go out and look at a tree, and he would see the infinite, and he would feel the power of that presence. And I thought, what a long journey to get there. What, you know, and I'm glad like that he was able to reach that. But what if we could do that now? You know, what if we can look at something that seems insignificant by today's standards, whether it's something in nature, it could be an item or a piece of art, something we've created, and we can just expand into it and let it speak to us and go, wow, that's a miracle. You know, something somebody did, a small act of kindness. The small things are the big things, right? So what a beautiful expression. And
no, I was just going to expand on what you were saying. What we can do now, beautiful what you're saying. One of the things we've done, and I've done for years, is whenever I pay a bill, right? I pay my rent, a bill, a card note, I say thank you. Like, how many of us, because I know initially when we get the pay, we're like, oh my God, I got to pay this. Oh my God. And you start getting, but say thank you. There's an energy that goes with that because, you know, it's serving you. So
yes,
you just put that energy out.
You know what? I'm one of these weird people. I get excited when I pay bills. I know that sounds weird, but because I don't know, somehow it's like it's progress. It's a flow. Like money's an energy. It's a flow. And whenever I'm paying bills, I don't get angry that I have to pay bills. I literally get excited because it triggers me. It fires me to like, okay, let's get moving. Let's get flowing. Like, let's allow things to flow.
If you're that excited, I got a bunch of bills I can
Come on over. Bring your bills.
Have a party.
I love it.
This has been fantastic. Amelia, did you want to say anything about the quote? Because I know Daniela did. Did you want to share anything about that quote?
Well, there was a couple of quotes that you mentioned, but no, the quote, I mean, was that the Stephen Covey one or now?
Yeah, I'm gonna share it again for everyone and let you look at it. What do you like? What do you like about that quote?
So you know what? First of all, I love Stephen Covey, love his stuff. Been a big fan. Still read his stuff. What I get immediately from that, and especially about receiving it, many of us are not good at receiving it. When someone says to you, "Hey, Austin, you did such a great job," many of us we discount and go, "Oh, that's nothing." Like we're not good at receiving compliments, right? So what I've learned is when someone gives me a compliment, be grateful and reflect that compliment back. Okay. For example, hey, Austin, you did a great job, you know, at this morning's event for us. Well, if you said that was nothing, you really are doing two things. You're discounting, you're not receiving it for yourself.
Yes.
To the universe. And I'll never give you another compliment again. You see, because you just deflected it. So one of the great things that I've learned about receiving and gratitude is to quickly reflect it back to the other person. Say, hey, you know what? And that's because I've got such a great support team like you.
Yes.
Or whatever.
I love that. What I want everybody to do in here, type in the word I receive, and whatever it is you want to receive the good things. I appreciate you being here. Okay. I appreciate that you clicked on this. We appreciate you being here. type in I receive. Receive the appreciation. Receive it. Type in I receive. Okay. I want to thank the two of you for being here. I want to highlight that you have an event coming up January 8th, the book camp.
Yeah, the business book camp. And you're going to be there.
Business book camp. And I'm grateful that you honored me to be able to speak at this event. And I want to encourage everyone to connect with Emilio and Daniela, find out about this event. I know it's going to be off the hook.
Yes.
It's going to be
62
great.
days. 62 days to the launch.
Yeah.
What's that?
62 days to today. I'm doing a countdown every day.
62 days. Okay, 62 days to the launch. So make sure you connect with them. And then I just want to invite you to join our private community. Emilio and Daniela are in that private community. Mandy, if you could type in that link. If not, I'll grab it. And we want you in there because we're going to take all these expressions of gratitude. We're going to put them into, we're going to build a document, a manifesto, so we can always have something at our fingertips to be grateful for. So Daniela, Emilio, I'm so thankful that you're here this morning.
Thank you.
And
brother.
Let's have a fantastic day. God bless.
God bless you, brother. Thank you so much.
Austin.
Thank you. Bye for now, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow morning.